Oh hi, it's your boy Ray. Today is it's technically October 21st because it is focus on that. Can you light focus? It's I don't know if you can see it. It's 12:02 at midnight. So yeah, I'm awake. Everyone else is asleep, but I want to get the vlog out of the way so that I could render it now, so I don't have to do it tomorrow. Because tomorrow I kind of want to wake up and do a lot of things. That way, I could set my morning straight, set my morning ritual straight. That way I don't waste time. Because I've been wasting time lately. Like, I'll tell you this. When I go into work in the afternoons, you know, I've been pretty late. You know, I'm supposed to work at this time, but I'm usually like 5 minutes late, and that's been kind of consistent, which I think is why my hours are reduced. You know, so so yeah, I'm trying to kind of make sure I get all the things that I need to get done. So by doing that, I need to wake up a little bit more early because I work in the afternoon. I don't have to wake up really early, and so that's kind of been like my habit. So it's time to fix that. Time to fix that. Wake up early. Plus, it'll also play with having to like spread out my meal frequency a little bit more, especially between breakfast and lunch, because I still eat breakfast before lunch, even if I wake up late, or I'll eat them both at the same time. I'll actually stack. If I wake up, later, I'll actually stack all my breakfast and lunch together for brunch, and I'll just eat all the calories there from those two meals. But I want to, make sure that I get a proper breakfast, and then, have a good time space before lunch. I want to get that. I want to make sure that's in check, because I think what I've been looking to do in the future is to make sure that I wake up in the morning, do some stuff, and then future plans. Wake up in the morning, do some stuff, and then everything will fall into place. Yeah, because I have my typical 5 meals a day. It might turn into six soon. It may, but that's kind of up in the air. Plus, I wouldn't really know what to do for 6 meals, a 6 meal frequency. I like my 5 meals. I like my 5 meals. But speaking of meals, even though it's 12 o'clock midnight right now, I need to finish my last meal before I go to bed. So that's why I'm kind of recording this quick. So, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, what I want to talk about for like my game plan for this week is to change things up. Maybe not the same emphasis of how I thought for last week, where that just was more of changing the exercises, changing the exercise approach to certain things. Maybe doing like one thing, maybe doing like I've been doing it this way, and let's think about variety of such. We do a variety exercise, such like for instance, overhead pressing. My favorite thing to do right now, or what I've been doing for shoulder work, is to just do dumbbell presses, seated. Dumbbell presses seated. But oof, excuse me. And that the reason I did that because after the June show, my right shoulder was feeling sucky. Like I think I injured my right shoulder, while my left shoulder, I injured it before the June show, started to recover after the show. So once this was down, but this was up, that was a definite muscle imbalance. So the only way to make sure I get that correct is to do dumbbells, because if you do it bilateral, that one arm will be weaker than the other, so that's gonna suck. So why not just start with low weights on dumbbells and make sure that you progress, the stronger arm progresses with the weaker arm, so that's what I thought about it. And that was the kind of like the emphasis I wanted to do, or the emphasis I wanted to do last week. But this one, for this week, I just kind of wanted to change things up, as in my approach to going into a session. My blueprint for my workouts have always been push pull, and then accessory work afterwards. Accessory work afterwards. That's kind of been the blueprint, and it's like that for light days, heavy days. Leg days are kind of different because leg days I just emphasize on a muscle group, or compound, compound, and then specific isolations, and then good. So that's kind of different from the upper days, which is what I'm emphasizing on now. Um, you know, my blueprint: push pull, accessory work. And so, I was thinking, why not just focus on, just kind of blocks instead now? Just kind of change the approach. Why not do like say, let's get your pulling movements out of the way, and then your pushing movements, and then we can think about what accessory work that we want to work afterwards, right? So kind of just to change things. a little bit more variety because I realize I've been doing the same old boring thing. Even though I am progressing, though, I am progressing. It's just I know that I know when I go into a heavy day, it's like shit. I need to do this workout, or during or like say like today or not today, but yesterday's last night's upper body workout. I knew I had to do overhead shoulder press, and I hate doing overhead shoulder press. So it's like, ugh, why not just? So I kind of want to change the approach to that before I start to adapt to it, and then maybe at some point I'll be like, okay, I'm not doing this today. Let's move on to something else. That's kind of been what I've been doing with calves, right? I've been skipping a lot of calf stuff, but mostly on heavy days. But on light days, it's kind of been up in the air. I've been getting it consistently the past couple of weeks, but yeah, it's just like calves are like, come on, I'm standing on my feet every day. So with like shoulder presses, like I'm doing pressing movements throughout the week. I can do this, whatever. I don't need to skip this. I don't want to get into that mentality because once I conclude to myself or fully convince myself that I don't need to do this because I already proved it myself, I probably won't do it anymore. So to change things up will kind of break that mentality for me so that I won't have to convince myself or fight myself because I do that a lot. Aside from talking to myself a lot, I do that a lot. I start to second guess a lot of things that I do, and it does kick my ass when I'm starting to argue with myself, which sounds weird. I'm telling you, it sounds weird, but I'm this kind of weird person where when I approach things with with a positive and negative aspect to it, and so I got to discuss be okay. Let's weigh in the options. Let's weigh in the options. Okay, okay. I'm buying this present for her friend, right? And it's her birthday coming up or something like that, right? And okay, I gotta weigh in the options. I gotta weigh in the options. I'm buying this present as a meaningful gift for my friend, but at the same time, I'm spending money for a present. So, I weigh in the options. I eventually buy the present for my friends. Just say. But yeah, once I get into that mode, I start to kind of fight myself, and that's not a good thing. And it's a big bad habit of mine. Just saying. So change the approach to how I do things. Let's think about doing it in blocks. Let's get like my pushing movements out of the way, and then my pulling movements afterwards, or like switch those in between, and then afterwards let's think about the isolation exercises that I need to do the most because I feel like even though I'm playing catch up with a lot of things, like I have some movements that I want to do as accessory work. At the same time, it feels like I need to have other things to work on as well. So, like for instance, I haven't been doing too much chest flies throughout the week. So, like I think this week I didn't really do any chest flies at all. I just did pushing movements, chest press. That's it. I only did that. So I need to fit more other exercises in there, and I could fit them in on certain days, like say upper body days, or upper body heavy days. Because here's the thing with upper body heavy days. It's supposed to be focusing on strength. It's supposed to be on increasing that bench press. It's supposed to be focusing on increasing the weight on that bench press. What are the big movements? My rack pulls, increasing my rack pulls. Last week I did 400 pounds for the first time on a rack pull. I think that's pretty amazing. So I need to increase the weight on that. That's what I should be focusing on. And I've fallen into this habit of for upper body days to follow the blueprint and then do accessory work afterwards. And it's the same accessory work that I'm doing every week, which for me has been shoulder work. And like I'm thinking to myself, okay, rear delts and medial delts, they're cool and all, but you should be focused on the main muscle groups for that day. So why are you doing these smaller muscle groups? Save the smaller muscle groups for the bodybuilding parameter days. Strength parameter days, let's focus on the big compound movements, and then you're going to be taxed. So let's just focus on burning yourself out by doing an isolation move for those muscles. So that's what I've been thinking for the heavy days because I haven't really focused on it. I think it's slowly fallen itself on bodybuilding parameters more than strength training. So I need to get that in check. So with that, what I've been thinking is, if I'm supposed to be focusing on my bench press, let's focus on the bench press. Let's put more sets into that. Like I've been doing at least like 4 sets for my bench press. I do working sets to before my or I do warm up sets before my working sets. But let's start doing more more work with the bench press. Say like I'll do my typical strength sets, which is totally fine, my 4 sets. Maybe afterwards let's lower the weight a bit and let's try to do some power range sets. So more strength over some high or more strength, a little bit of hypertrophy effect to it, but you're just gonna be focused on and just improving your strength. And with that, improve my technique as well, because I've always been somebody who wants to keep working at their technique. So yeah, that's what I've been kind of thinking about for heavy days, and just the approach, how everything has been kind of changing slowly but surely with this routine. I'm definitely learning a lot about myself as I evolve, evolve into a Pokemon. As I evolve into just someone that's better than last year. Because um, around this time, I'm still, or I just started. This is weird. This is weird. Let me before I get into that, the vlogs are overlapping my prep now for going into the first show. So I've been watching some of the old vlogs just to see where I was at, and it's kind of weird to see yourself a year back and what you've been talking about compared to right now. So that's just one thing. I'll probably get into that more for Thursday. But like I said, me of the last year, is really focusing on losing weight. I've been doing this intermittent fasting thing, and the me now, it's I feel like I'm not stressing myself out a lot compared to last year because I've been trying to find that magical answer, and now I'm still trying to look for the magical answer, but I'm more refined with my progression than last year, which I just started to build up on that progression. I just started to build up on that journey, and I've been focused on finding an answer, and I'm still finding it, but I'm getting there, sorta, but surely. And I'm in a lot more easier position now than I was last year, because last year was pretty much I don't know the answers. I don't know anything. I don't know why I'm doing a bodybuilding show in 2013. Now I know what I want to improve on. I know what I want to do in 2014, and I'll be looking to get on stage with a lot more better physique than I have ever had before. I want to be able to step my stage up to the next level, to transcend to Super Saiyan 3. What? So yeah, that's what I want to talk about. You know, uh, I really want to emphasize that you'll be going to you'll have this plan of either losing weight, gaining muscle, trying to be fit and stuff like that. Just be in a better shape, and you know that you got to do this and that and this and that on these days and such. But you should also remember like your goals, like either day in and day out, or the weekly goals you have to make. For me, even though I have this long-term goal of making it to the Washington State Natural in April next year, week to week, I need to make sure I'm doing something, get into a goal on a week to week basis, which is making sure I gain at least a pound a week through this off season. But day to day, I need to make sure that I'm progressing in the weight room. So don't forget that you need to have goals for yourself. You need to make sure that you're setting goals and you're attempting to achieve them. You may fail here and there, but you just got to pick yourself up and continue back on that road again. And I'm a person who has failed so many times in life that it's kind of natural for me to fail, but I've always gotten back up on my feet and started heading in the right direction, or I think what's the right direction. Uh, so I'll say some stuff for Thursday. Don't want to talk too much about this. Let's get this video rolling, and yeah, I'll see you guys for Thursday. So, bye, peace.